Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast for the Light Review with me, Chris Fordham. In this series, we are discussing what the top lighting design consultancies look for in their designers and why different experiences and backgrounds can bring something fresh and useful to the design process for a variety of diverse lighting applications. We are joined today by Fabiana Nery Pardhanani. I pronounced that correctly, didn't I?
Not much, but
Oh,
I
come
can correct.
on. It was close. Jeez. Director at Glare UK. So, welcome, Fabiana. I trust you're well. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to us. Go on, pronounce your name correctly so that I can.
It's Fabiana
That's what I said.
Nery
That's what I said. The
Pardhanani.
last bit. Okay. You'll give me the first two. Come on. No? Oh, not,
You should know Fabiana is Italian. Nery is Italian. Come
cosa
on, these two you should
Ho detto
know.
Neri, cosa
Fabiana Nery.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. I'm sure in your career you've worked with a plethora of lighting designers from a variety of different backgrounds. So, when putting together a lighting design team, what skill sets do you look for most often? Because it's quite important, isn't it, to get that right from the start?
So thank you, Chris. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for inviting me to participate, and it's very good to participate. And so I've been involved on lighting designer for 26 years. So I've been doing a lot of projects, different types of projects for quite a long time. I would say the industry has changed a lot through the years. So we are in a very different time, especially after the LEDs. But in terms of what the employees, what they are looking for, I would say that when they come to us, they come for the creativity. They want something special. They are looking for something extra, something that they don't see on the job, and that they see that the project needs something, a flair, a little bit something more that sometimes they don't have it. It's not always we can deliver that, but that is why they come at the beginning. I would say collaboration is another good point. They know that if they go just for the MEPs, for example, the MEP will do the services related to what they needed, but the collaboration between the architect and the MEP sometimes are not really fantastic. So we are kind of in the middle. I would say also interior designers. Interior designers, they do a lot of lighting as well, but and they looking for more decorative. They're looking for colors that is related to the furniture or related to things that they put it together. Which for us, we're looking, especially I would say in my case, I looking a lot for the sustainability, for regulations. What we needed to look at the updating regulations. We make sure that the calculations are corrected, and the creativity.
So, when I've worked with a team of light designers, I know which skills I lack. When you're putting together a design team, say for example, you're looking for a large project, because I know you worked with Zahar Deed in the past and things. What skill sets do you most look for? For me personally, I know where I'm lacking, so I try to look for those skill sets that where I'm lacking, because I think creativity I'm quite good and things like that. But what would you say makes the perfect part of the missing part of the jigsaw for when you're
Well, for me, the idea is a good team. We are all different. We all have different skills. So what we need to do, we need to make sure that we blend all the teams together. Everyone has got different areas that they know better. So I always put it together a team where I have a very good person that understands Revit very well, so they can coordinate that with the architect. Concept design, so understand how to create a good concept and looking for options that we sometimes is not easy to see. Another person that I normally look at is somebody that is very good in details. understanding how to do the other stages when we pass the concept design. So make sure that we deliver the high quality. I would say that for me, at my stage at the moment, I kind of manage this. So I look at as a overall, I look at the final design and I go through all the pages, everything that we do. But I do feel that for us to deliver high quality, especially working with high architects, we need to be as detailed as possible.
Oh, that's quite interesting. I mean, actually, there's a broad brush when it comes to the job title of lighting designer because we all come from such diverse backgrounds, don't we? I mean, you and I have worked with some people who would call themselves lighting designers, but perhaps they wouldn't fit into our jigsaw, so to speak. And so,
I would depends. I think that as I said, there is a lot of different backgrounds. There's a lot of different skills. I feel that the what I'm looking for. So when I put it together, a team, I'm an architect, so for me, understanding the overview is quite easy and is very important. And then having the skills that you're doing all these specific areas. So I feel that is working together as a team is important. Make sure that everyone understands what needs to be done in your specific areas.
I mean, that is quite an important point because if you can't work as a team, you're basically you're in a bit of trouble. Sometimes it's good to have that little bit of aggro, isn't it? A little bit of stress because it makes you think outside the box. But too much stress in a team doesn't work, especially when someone's like a brick, like you literally running into a brick wall every time when you're trying to get across what it is you're trying to achieve. But I was actually interested, how hard is it to transition from one design focus to the other? Because, for example, if someone had only worked in residential lighting and wanted to change to something more purely architectural, in your view, is it easily done? Because that's something I'm sure people would love to be able to do, but how easy is it?
I don't think it's easy. I think it's quite difficult, to be honest, and I feel that it's like it kind of started again. You need to take time to do that. It's not simple. Residential is very personal, and you looking into the the proper client, and it's very individual. When you go to commercial, for example, is very different, or if you're doing landscape is another different. So I don't think it's easy. I think there is a lot of effort to put it together in there. uh, but especially these days we have so much collaboration, we have so much, we can talk to so many different people, and I think everyone are here, we are here to help each other. So I think
Absolutely.
that is the best point. I talk to a lot of people. If I don't know something, which I'm not perfect, there are still areas that I needed to learn, and I talk to people that I know better than me. So I think that is the most thing, that you needed to be open to say, I don't know much about this. Can you help me on that?
That's a really good point. There's no harm in saying that, is there? Because I think our our lighting world is very broad, as I said, and it's changed so much. There's so many more inputs, like Revit. I mean, if you asked me to do Revit, I would be really stuffed. I wouldn't have a Scooby Doo. So you need to get the experts in, and also things like controls and dimming, and I mean, controls are another work in itself, in a way, isn't it? So you're right. It's really important to get the right person in. So I'm thinking from the perspective of someone who maybe is looking to come into our industry, or someone who's looking to make a change in our industry. How would you think they would go about it? And you've answered the question. It's about having a team.
Yeah, if you want somebody wants to come to to industry, first of all, depends on the stage of they are. If they are kind of young, just qualified, it's plenty of places to work as a qualified architect or engineer that are looking for lighting, and that they will learn it basic skills, which is important anyway. As you a bit older and you already got some experience in another area, I would say that you needed to just to slowly introduce yourself to this area, and talk to the people that can help you understanding more a little bit on that specific space.
What would be the top things you'd recommend to anyone looking to work in lighting design? I mean, I started at a manufacturer and then worked in consultancies and then worked for a manufacturer. But what would you say gives the best basis from the base for a lighting designer?
Okay, I feel first of all you need to have passion for lighting. That is something that without that you can't go any very further. So passion for light will be the first point. I would say have an understanding of plants, because there's a lot of people that can't read the plants. So
No, that's
you
true.
need to kind of understand, having a good background on that, because if you don't understand elevations, if you don't understand where to look it into in terms of the plans and sections, it's not for you. Um, and have the desire to be creative.
Most of the time. I mean, if you're a road lighting engineer, I suppose it's slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're talking about the lighting designers in a way. So I would say,
Actually, it's interesting how you specify who's a lighting designer, isn't it? Because lots of people give themselves that title. I mean, it's hard to pull that apart as because you can just band it around saying, "Oh, I'm a lighting designer," but I'm trying to work out what that actually means for something. Because if you're working at a manufacturer, there's loads of clever people, very creative, but maybe they're less likely to call themselves lighting designers. Or
for me, working in a manufacturer, there is a lot of good points on that. You know, manufacturers, they do. You've learned a lot related to the product. You become very specific, understanding how the angles work well. So you become very technical, which is a good thing. It's not bad. And I feel that if it's something that works for you, I would stay in a manufacturer. If it was my desire, I would stay in a manufacturer, and for me, it would work very well. Becoming very involved in terms of there are a lot of manufacturers looking at sustainability now. So if it's something, yeah, so you get involved on that and research it and be part of this in a manufacturer. So I think it's very important.
certainly manufacturers have a massive part to play, and certainly also since I've been working for myself, I can really I'm really appreciative of how good a job lighting consultant and designers do, because there's so much more to it than just lighting design. Like you said, I mean, you almost, if you're doing residential, you're almost like a marriage counselor. If you're doing a large retail job, it's so different from it when you're doing it as a manufacturer. So there's so many more strings to the bow, so to speak.
But each of these professions or each areas got the benefits. So we need the people that work in the manufacturers as well.
Absolutely.
They've got the skills. They've got the skills to understand a lot in terms of their product. We are not there. So I think it's also important, but also understand that our what we do on our side, it's important to understand how we provide our skills in terms of what we literally do. That has both sides.
Finally, in your experience, what skills would you say are those that lighting designers most often lack, where we could all do just a little bit better? It's a tricky one, I know.
It's a tricky one because depends. There are people that are more conceptual, and then they lack the technicality and the detail, and you have the other side. But I feel that okay, if we're gonna go like in general, is the lack of passion for lighting. That's just doing for just doing a job. That's for me is not good.
That's a very good point, actually. And as you've been in the industry longer, you do get a bit more skeptical. You become a little bit more. You do need that spark. And I remember there was a point where I worked with the Royal College of Art, and I was so enthused by everything they were doing that it made me feel really happy, and I felt proud of being in lighting, because up until that point I was a bit depressed. I thought, what's going on? It wasn't what I thought it was. And then I went to see them, and it reignited that flame. So yeah, you're right. So thanks, Fabiana.
As I said at the beginning, the industry has changed a lot. So we need to not change, because I think we need to keep the passion, keep the idea that why we came to this industry, but we needed to adapt it, and we needed to find our niche on that, which is not easy.
And
Nothing,
we're all different,
it's not
aren't
easy
we?
at
We've
all.
all got something to give. We're all different. We all have our different skill sets, but I
But the important thing is to make sure that we are here to do the best as we can,
and
always.
backgrounds. If you had to work with a light designer, this is probably question carefully put. Who would be your designer to go to for backgrounds? I mean, would it be an architect, product designer, interior designer, theatrical designer? Say if you thought I would like the perfect light designer to work with me, who would it
I
be?
don't think there is a perfect lighting design, because the industry is also quite wide. There is the technical, the theater lighting, which is a very different industry. But as my background and related to what I do, I would say that having an architecture background is very important, and I would pick somebody like that.
Because I suppose they have a blend of the technical
Or
and the
they have an
aesthetic.
overview. They can see the full picture.
That is a great answer, and it's a great way to end. So thank you very much,
Thank you.
Fabiana. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Pleased to see you, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks, Fabiana.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Bye bye.
Bye.